I did not want to make this video, and this is not even clickbait. I'm not even saying that with the clickbait. Because first of all, I don't like clickbait, but secondly, I did not want to react like this. I really didn't. I didn't. I didn't! Like, I wanted to give the new Crow, let's put some big air quotes around that, a chance. So I watched the trailer. Right? You watch the trailer, right? You go in with an open mind. That's what I do, at least. And you think, well, it's going to be different from the original. It will never measure up to Brandon Lee because, God rest his soul, Brandon Lee embodied the character. But I have to say this, and it hurts me because it breaks my heart because I know the actors are going to get ripped to shreds once this movie comes out in June. And I really do pity them. I hope they make some amount of money off of it, but I don't even know if it'll do that. And I'm not the type of person to be negative, but like, God in heaven, that trailer. Okay, let me just say a couple of things that were alright with the trailer. Some decent stuff. The music was decent. Kind of sort of fit the mood they were aiming for. The supernatural elements, while deeply overplayed, in my opinion, were still good. They were good. The use of the crows, although it's called the crow, which is singular, a singular word for a reason, that was good. And even though I don't really get why they're drowning in water, makes no sense to the original at all, it was a good shot. It was well shot and it was well done, okay? So, I tried to be positive. Now let's get to the crap that I hated. Okay, first of all, and I don't want to butcher his last name, and I don't hate him as a person because I'll probably never meet him. But the actor playing the crow, the new crow, Bill, I'm just going to call him Bill because I don't want to butcher his last name. He looks like a great actor. He really does. For a Joker movie, not for the crow. The actress playing his girlfriend, or fiance, or I couldn't even tell to be real with you. The Deadpool type girlfriend. Yeah, no, she also looked really promising, and her British accent made utterly no sense. But I still don't want either of them to be butchered, because they're not just going to be destroyed when this movie comes out. They're going to be ripped to shreds. Not literally, I hope, but the reviews are going to destroy this movie. I can already tell you that. As a fan of the original. Like, it hurt to watch this trailer. It really hurt. Because, why is it some old rich white guy as the villain? I've never been so insulted in my entire life by a film. And I've seen Definitely Maybe. The movie, Definitely Maybe, starring Deadpool. Yeah, that was one of his films, unfortunately. And I hate that movie. You know why? Because it's basically School Days without the consequences. If you don't know the anime School Days, just count your blessings, okay? Just count your blessings. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Especially if you're in otaku, okay? Just count your blessings. Happy St. Patty's Day. But anyway, like all of this aside, I feel so sorry for everyone involved in this remake. That should have never happened. I'm sorry. I hate to be this negative, but it really breaks my heart because I know all these actors and actresses and everyone involved thought they were doing something really cool, really badass, quote unquote, but like, it's a bad ripoff. Not in a good way. It's a bad, poorly done ripoff, and they have so much money. You can tell they have money from the trailer, and that undermines the essential core point of the Crow film. The original 94 movie, before I was even born, yeah, that 1994, was written and created based off of a comic that was trying to help the fires that were created, the Hayward arsons that were happening due to the Devil's Night craze that was happening in Illinois at the time. So, in the 80s, the late 80s and early 90s, which was a real thing. That's one reason why the comic was created. So I feel like they're already undermining it with the way they're selling the movie. It's like, yeah, the love was part of it, but it also had a message that was also equally meaningful. Neither of the messages collided or not collided. The messages of the original Crow coexisted harmoniously because it was never truly about Eric. Yes, he avenged himself. Yes, he's the definition of... He was the embodiment of the Avenger, the anti-hero. Because he killed people. He K-worded people to avenge his love, who had been K-worded and R-worded. Wish I could say those words, but YouTube won't allow it. In this video, we'll probably get a lot of reactions, so sorry, folks. I'm sorry. But, and also the unnecessary showing of the new GF skin. Like, I'm not hating on women of color. I'm really not. But I don't need to see anybody's backside. I didn't see any... The most I saw in the original was the Crow's chest, and that's really all I needed to see. And this is coming from a bisexual woman, okay? Who's 27, fun fact. But no, seriously. Like, this breaks my heart. I feel so bad for every character in this movie. And not in the kind of sympathetic way that they were hoping for. It's more like, just don't call it the Crow. Call it something else. Call it the Crow 24. Call it the Crow apostrophe 24. So you're not disrespecting the source material. And I'm not blaming the actors or crew for that. Or even the cast. I'm blaming whoever's brilliant idea was for calling it the Crow when it should have been called the Crow apostrophe 24, because that's what it is. It is not the Crow. It's a new version of the Crow that, quite frankly, in my humble opinion, should have never happened. And I feel so bad for Bill and everyone else he's acting with, because they're all going to be torn to shreds. Hopefully Bill will replace Joaquin Phoenix, no offense to the Her fans, and be a new Joker in a good Batman film. Maybe they'll cast him as the Joker for the second Batman. The Batman Part 2. But seriously, for anybody at all who feels offended by this, and to Hollywood who will never see this video, I only have one phrase for you. So take a breath, clutch your pearls, pull your pants up, take your big girl and big boy medicines, because I'm about to go hard with what I'm about to say. So take a breath, say your prayers, do whatever you gotta do before I end this video, because you're not gonna like what I'm about to say. Unless you're a Crow fan of the 94 original and you think that this monstrosity and atrocity should have never been committed against the original. Prepare yourself, folks, because all I have to say to this remake is really to the point. It's a very simple yet effective line from the original Crow, because they've made their decision. Now let's see him actually enforce it. Yes, that's a somewhat... That's not what I'm gonna say, though. Because Hollywood seems to be terrible when it comes to making basic, common understandings of source material when it comes to remakes. And I actually like certain remakes. So that's saying a lot for me. That's coming from a person who has seen some origin/remake stories and hasn't been offended or disliked them. But this atrocity does not deserve any of that compassion or sympathy. I know I'm yelling a lot, but like, this has to be addressed. I'm sorry to be so negative. I try not to be negative on my YouTube channel because I don't want to spread any more hatred than there already is in the world. We got plenty of that. I don't want to add to the discourse. I really don't. But I have to say this. If I don't say it and share it with someone who will watch, I think I'm going to lose my mind. So I just want to say, before I insult everyone in Hollywood who will never watch this video, thank you for watching. God rest Brandon Lee's soul. But more importantly, Hollywood, if any of you see this movie, if anyone working in Hollywood who actually knows anything about source material watches this movie and wants to remake anything ever again, especially related to the late great Brandon Lee's work, I have one thing to say to you, and I hope you get what I mean. Try again. Try harder. I hear the crow. The crows are calling me. The crows are calling me. The crows are calling me again.
Into the heavy rainy night, the crows are calling me again, fading into the black depth.